Emily, I'm asking this because I have such a hard time balancing it. You are super open about your life on social media, and you're not only a huge advocate for other authors, which I love. I love watching when you're
Back
posting.
at all of you.
Yeah, but it's also you take the time to let your readers and followers do the ask you anything. So how do you, here's what I know all of us talk about all the time. How do you balance being a person who everyone wants to know and maybe even feels like they do know, while also being able to turn into your work and produce these gorgeous stories? How do you balance that?
That is so hard. And I like selfishly would rather just have all of you answer it. And actually, like what I really want is like we're in a room on the Bourbon Trail, and
that'd be good.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
4 hours to talk about this. Yeah,
we're there. We're in.
All right,
we're doing it, Emily.
All right, I honestly sign me up. Yes. Yeah, it's so hard, and I don't know. I'm like I'm present on Instagram, but that's the only social media I'm on, which helps. Like, I think when I was trying to do multiple things, I realized something was always falling to the wayside. But it is so hard and strange because on the one hand, you're like, wow, what a gift to be able to interact directly with readers. But on the other hand, you're like, I don't know. It is so hard to turn your focus away from that and to go into writer mode instead of like personality. Like I'm an Instagram personality or whatever. And I think like the big thing for me was I did have a lot of struggles initially trying to figure out like how am I going to use Instagram, because it's like obviously the thing that I think we're all craving is like authentic human connection, but it's so hard to be authentic when you're seeing yourself and you're typing it out and it's just really, really hard. And I realized like, oh, the only thing that like doesn't really give me any stress when it comes to Instagram is talking about other people's books that I love. Like that only feels good and feels easy, and it doesn't feel like it costs me very much. It's like I have to take a pretty picture and like then write a caption, but it's like that's an easy enough way to engage that I feel like actually has value. And then the ask me anythings that I was doing and will continue to do, like that honestly came out of watching some, this was like my second time debuting because I had a YA career before this, but I was watching kind of some of the debut authors of 2020 when I debuted with Beach Read, and like seeing their struggles and how much they didn't know like what they were going through was normal. And before all of this, we were all talking about like our worst bookstore events and like the awkwardness and the humiliation when you're there with another author. It's like when you invite the whole class to your birthday party and it's like worse when one kid shows up.
Yeah.
Yes. Then you're like, well, now my mom has to take me to like the McDonald's play place with this one kid I barely know. It actually didn't happen to me. It sounds like I like am pulling from a like deep dark trauma.
It happened to a friend.
Right? It happened. It's like clear in my head. Maybe it did, and I just like blocked it out. But like
maybe it was a mushroom.
It was a mushroom. It was a mushroom. But yeah, so. I like have totally lost the like rope descending with the anchor at this point. So social media, talking about the AMAs I was doing. So I was watching debut authors kind of struggle and knowing, like realizing, oh, they don't know that what's happening to them is normal. Like I was watching them kind of share in different forums what was going on, and like having kind of the heartbreak that a lot of people don't realize kind of goes with publishing, because you have this personal experience and this thing that's kind of like this little baby to you, and then you share it with the world. And even when it's well received, there's like a weird grief and pain that goes with it. So it kind of started from that, just realizing like we're not really set up as authors. Like our publishers do a great job with a lot of things, but the kind of emotional end of it is not their job, and that's fair. But like you just don't get prepared for a lot of things. So I kind of just dove into that and was really surprised how like hungry for it people were. And so it really just kind of feels like the thing that I can do. As far as balance, I like when I'm writing, when I'm actively drafting, I really ease off of social media. And it's more like when I'm editing, I feel like I use social media to like not be editing.
Not doing my job. I know.
I'm into that.
Yeah. It's
Just
like
a little click here, a little
Yeah.
click there, a little click
Yeah,
here.
you know I'm on deadline if I'm like very active on Instagram.
Right, for
The
sure.
time is- yeah. So
Yeah,
Or
me
you
too.
get like a dead end, or
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just for fun, what's one of the weirdest things you've ever been asked on your Ask Me Anythings or on your Instagram at all?
Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I know there have been some really weirdly specific ones on the AMAs. Sometimes there are two that come to mind that aren't that weird. They're not that weird. So if you sent these in, if somebody who's watching sent these in, don't feel bad. They're not that weird, but it just surprised me. The first is I get a lot of pitches for what should happen in sequels to my books.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
hilarious.
Yeah, I am like daunted by it too. I like try not to read them because I'm also like a very paranoid person. I'm like, what if someday I wake up and I have the urge to write a sequel and it happens to be the same thing that someone pitched me and I like go down the plot by Jean.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that's what happens.
Plagiarism.
Yeah, I'm just like, don't tell me anything, you guys. And they're always like volunteering it. Like, you can have this, please write this. But that, and then I also lately, I think because I have like a surprising number of like younger readers, like not from my YA days, from my romance days, I get a lot of messages that are like, hey, it's my friend or my girlfriend's birthday. Can you send a happy birthday video? And I haven't done it because one, I get a lot of them and I'm just like, I can't sign up for this. Like if I do it once.
If you do it once, it's floodgates.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then two, I am so paranoid that I'm like, what if this is like some kind of phishing scam and they get my voice and then they can like access my bank? I don't know. I don't know how anything works. So like,
We don't either.